Hi guys! Jake and Marisa back again for more live reactions to
Kaitou, Sentai, Lupinranger.
This is Keisatsu Sentai, Patranger.
Pew pew, pew 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 pew.
That will never stop being a silly thing. Alright. So, not too much going on new this week to my
Sorry, my
recollection.
Lupinrangers versus Patrangers lyrics thing was just trying to show me a preview of
for the Gifted.
And I got distracted.
Yeah, no, I had the same thing when I was opening up the lyrics on mine. Ads, they're a thing. Alright.
Yeah, but this time it was an ad I care about.
I know.
I'll always be distracted by Amy Acker's face.
This is fair. So, yeah, we're continuing to make progress on Power Reviews episode 86. That is going well. Still have a little bit left to film, but I'm editing through what we have so far. And at this point, it's mostly little things with you and I that just involve me moving the set around a bunch of times, and that just gets exhausting. Yeah, because I move around walls a lot to make all the different locations within the set. And that's...
It's actually a much smaller space than it appears.
Yeah, everything that we film is in like a 10.5 by 11.5 room. So it's not a big room. And I keep like making hallways in there, which is not easy. But we're making it work.
Let's put it this way. Sometimes we can't get out of the room during filming because there's a wall in front of the door.
Yep, this is very true, because that's the only way that I can actually construct the thing and have room for everything. Plus, you know, like my filming desk and like my editing desk and other things are in there too.
Well, yeah, but you've gone and turned that around and collapsed it up against the up against the wall shelves to have some of your Zords on.
Yep, there's a bunch of that stuff always going on. But yeah, we had another actor over on Sunday and filmed a good chunk of things
already to the space behind the green screen.
Yeah, because I have like shelving back there for storage. So there's a fair amount of stuff crammed into that one room. It's really like we have like maybe a 10 by 10 filming space, if that, and there's still a fairly large desk that keeps getting moved around as the walls need space wherever.
At least it's got casters.
Yes. It's just still very heavy.
Yes. Especially since you put a desk on top of it.
Yes, I did put a desk on top of my desk. Anyway.
It's using a desk as a hutch.
Yeah. My office studio business is very silly. So yeah, that's what we've been focusing on, trying to get done this week, so that hopefully I can release a trailer for 86 soon. I'm gonna just see how that editing process is going as the week wears on, and how well we're able to get those last few shots done, hopefully by the end of the week. And then I can start digging into the effects, and once I start digging into the effects, I should have a better idea of how much more time it's going to take. So hopefully not too long. I'd like for it to just be maybe another couple weeks, and I would really like to be able to get 87 out around like Halloween or something, but that's going to be really tight if that happens. So we'll see what happens there. So there's our little update for Power Reviews news this week. And I think we're good to switch over to some Sentai then. We took care of our Power Rangers discussion and our Power Ranger live reactions. Let's take a look at episode 33. Yeah, we're up to 33 of
Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger
versus Keisatsu Sentai Patranger.
We are the young Phantom Thieves.
And play.
We're the thieves.
Magical sound. There it goes. Oh, he's researching the crazy thing. It would be hard to keep working. What are you talking about, dude? we're actually following up on this. So, okay. It is nice having them on your side.
That's what he was saying under his breath. It's like,
yeah. Okay, so yeah. So they apparently can't have an open relationship with an extra legal group for the
and
sake
that's
of their
what he's
reputation.
realizing.
That's somewhat reasonable.
He's trying to give a good reason why it can't happen, because clearly he wants it to happen.
That's actually been one of the most reasonable ways of addressing this business thus far.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's turning everybody into children.
He called them Kisama.
Yeah.
That's rude. That's very rude.
Apparently he's got a big brush attack thing. I don't know why you guys didn't morph.
That's a very insulting variation of the you pronoun.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it definitely seems to be his collection piece that has the... Oh, it creates a gust. Oh, interesting. They got a little
Apparently they're Mary Poppins.
Oh, okay, and then the children think it's his personal ability. And it can hit them from a distance, regardless of if they dodge. And now they're little kid thieves. That's unfortunate. He's actually pushing around.
Here's the
kids,
thing.
I guess.
He has apparently not de-aged them. He has only youthified them.
Yeah.
Meaning
Yeah,
they still have adult intellect.
Yeah, they still have their memories intact. Oh, they're gonna go change their clothes, so they're no longer obviously thieves. I wonder if they can morph this way or not. I presume not.
I wonder if they morphed, would they be big?
I don't know.
I mean, it worked for, what was his name, Justin?
Yeah. Although that was sort of a built-in ability with his powers, it seemed. Oh, they left behind one of their VS changers. Umika. Well, no? Come on. Yes, he is planning on giving it back. Oh, come on. Come on.
No, this is good. It gets him away.
Fair enough.
So the more reasonable people could potentially deal with the child.
I guess. They lost Umika's VS changer. Okay. Mysterious treasures left by the Phantom Thief, Arsene Lupin, known as the Lupin Collection, have been stolen by the ganglers. The thieves who fight to recover what they've lost. The police who fight to protect world peace. Whose side are you on?
Lupin.
Bang, 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 bang. Yami no nakade Futeki ni wa aru silhouette Kono shutai Shiritakeria, catch me if you can. Destiny Yokokusaru Honto no Nuchi wo Rigai suru Monodake ni Hikari Hanatsu Mongai Fujutsu no collection.
Hold up,
Lupin, Gary Maru,
gonna
chase you up. Ubakesu, Ushinai Shitoki wo Tokasu Dame Dairu Mawase.
Hold up,
Lupin, Sametukuru, chase you up. Yatsurani do. Hatayaka ni Lupinranger. It's showdown. Feeling pretty good on that front. How you feeling, Allie?
A lot better at that.
There we go. How you doing? Yeah. Okay. So, tell me how you're gonna. What's your play here? Oh, you're gonna just. Oh, you're just gonna play on their sympathies. And then, where do we go from here?
Oni-san.
You're not gonna find their parents, okay? So what can you do? How is this gonna go? Oh my god. Kyrie, really? Ma'am? Really? 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 Tsukasa is not that old. Come on.
Something just happened that was weird.
Yeah?
I may have just accidentally hugged the cat before I realized consciously that the cat was on my lap.
Oh.
Like, I was watching TV, and then...
Oh, Kyrie is too cute for her to say no.
Exactly.
She has a weakness for cute things. How are they going to get the VS changer back? Toru, Fumiko, and Kaiji. Wow. Those are some pseudonyms. Oh. This is so goofy. This is going to continue to be goofy.
But I love how Kyrie has his original hair color back as a child.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Oh man, Hilltop's got it now? How are you going to get it back?
He gives it to Jim.
Nice. Nice. Now is Tuma going to be able to just...
He's going to try.
Yeah. That was Toma. I gotta keep reminding myself of that.
That was English. The guy who was asking about sweets.
Weird.
He said, we need to prepare some Japanese sweets for our guests. Can you recommend any good Japanese sweets? This is so awkward. Is he gonna be able to just grab it? Can he grab it and go and not have a problem? Hilltop came back.
What do you forget?
Oh, you got a mat on your belly. I gotta get to this later.
Yeah, he needs a brushing. So, are they gonna have a chat?
Got my hand stuck in it.
They're actually going to talk about it. Oh, communication. What is that? They're not 100% sure. It's never been done before, I guess. Interesting.
His shirt says growing.
Who's this? Yeah.
Gratuitous English.
Yeah. They know where their target is. Okay. Oh, we put it in the filing cabinet. Okay, sure. Oh, really? Well, he's not wrong. It is dangerous to
leave it out with kids around.
Yeah.
We swore, remember?
They gotta get it back.
Oh my goodness, he's wearing an Arizona 35 shirt in the first.
Huh.
And he's wearing a growing 24 one now.
Interesting. How are they gonna do this?
Take me to the bathroom.
Oh no. Yeah, she just can't resist. Oh, I bet.
She has origami paper in her desk already.
Of course she does.
Well, origami are cute.
Okay, there's just kind of...
That was shrewd, Kyrie.
There's something weird about Kyrie sitting on her lap. I know that makes perfect sense with him as a child, but at the same time, it's like we know he's not actually a child.
Look at his eyebrows.
It's starting to seem like a bad idea. This is ridiculous. So now she needs... This is absurd.
They can pick locks, hopefully.
Hopefully. Oh, of course she can. She still has it. Now, how do they conceal this thing? No, he saw. No. Why did you not hide it behind your back?
I've got a kid on my lap and I can't get him off.
Yep. Keep going, get out of there. Go, go, go. Go for on the stick, sure, why not? What else can they do? Come on. No, no, no!
So.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, one problem left. If they figure out these kids are actually thieves,
yeah.
Kyrie's still on her lap. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Does it matter whose is whose?
I don't know.
He's got his vehicle. Can he morph with her changer?
Yeah, I don't know how how interchangeable the VS changers are. I mean, they seem to all be identical. Okay, gotta keep running. Get him. Oh, dang it. Dang it. Okay.
You know who that is, right?
Is that Kogure again?
It's gotta be Kogure again.
How do you keep doing this, Kogure? So what now? I don't know how much they...
Oh, I already know how because I saw a subtitle.
Oh. Who we got here? Is this Kogure again? This is probably Kogure. No. Wow. It's Tsukasa's actress. Who's probably Kogure, because...
But she looks... You look like our mom, remember?
Wow, how much of this did they orchestrate in advance?
I'm gonna go with they didn't, and Kogure is just being mad. I'm gonna go with Deus Ex Kogure.
Man, that thing just has...
But yeah, the subtitle I saw later was Kogure complaining about being wrong.
Oh, when we were letting it...
yeah.
Okay.
You had it down low enough, and I was like, first I had to dress up as Kyrie, then I had to dress up as your mom.
I was letting it buffer to make sure that it loads properly.
And I saw it completely out of context, so I had no idea what was going on.
There we go. Good teamwork. Go, go, go. Boom. Okay. Oh, because you need to get the piece out.
Out. Yep.
Yeah. There we go. I wonder what that little wheel thing was.
It looked more like a turbine than a wheel.
Yeah, it was like a little turbine. That's true. I wonder what season that one's from. There we go. Bye-bye, Envy.
Now he's gonna get big. Oh, but all the children get big too.
Yep. Everybody's turned back to normal now.
Which is handy for the people who are still in their adult clothes.
Yeah.
But a problem for Kyrie right now.
Oh, their clothes seem back. Interesting.
VS チェンジャーです。コレクションはジョエル君が回収してくれたことでしょう。
Nice. This is very silly.
カイリ君からお母さんの変装まで時間がかかって大変でしたよ。
The lack of time between the sketches is quite separate.
Does he just have a magic mask piece thing? Oh, now we understand why we saw him with hair in the preview with the wig.
コレクションのためですから。
I'm fairly convinced that his mask is part of a Lupin collection at this
But
point.
here's the thing, he took one off and then put another one from the case on.
Maybe.
No, we saw him.
Oh, that's fair.
He had the mom mask separate in the suitcase.
I guess.
Perhaps there's a Lupin collection that makes these?
Something, I don't know. But I feel like it's gotta be connected to the Lupin collection. Oh, it's a frying pan. I didn't see the other side of it. That's so
Weird frying pan.
yeah. A little spiky on one side.
Maybe it's meant to go over an open flame?
I guess so. Something like that. I thought it was some sort of weird brush. This is the,
Police. Let's charge for justice.
We don't hear this song too much. Ex-Emperor? There we go. I think it's interesting that Ex-Emperor is basically just his morpher, but it becomes his Megazord as well.
That is pretty interesting.
It's one of the extra cool things about X-Emperor. I feel like we haven't heard this song much, and I'm liking it.
I much prefer Slash to Gunner.
Oh yeah, Slash is just cleaner looking. I mean, I'll give Gunner credit for the, you know, yeah, having a minigun is just kind of cool. But Slash definitely looks much more sleek.
What is it with knee guns? Why do some of these words shoot things out of their knees?
It's not super common, but I guess they just need more places to shoot things out of. I
hate grown-ups.
Nice. And everybody backs up. There. Feel bad if it wasn't to be a stranger. Yeah. You should have locked it up there. This is true. Yep. Yeah. I'm supposed to be so functional. Everything worked out, sort of, kind of, yeah. Yeah, let's go down to the cafe. There you go. They do very much like the they do love the jury stuff, people. Okay. It's kind of a little ending. Okay.
Hey, it's the amphitheater again.
Yep. Alright, so it looks like we're... Okay, the legendary gun is the next one. Looks like we're getting another
what is Good Striker doing to Kairi?
I don't know. But it looks like Kairi's getting a cool new gun that's going to be useful for things.
So, you get the magic gun.
Another usable piece of the collection. Alright, so that was...
I was making a car reference.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that was an okay episode. You know, kind of a cool down after the craziness of everybody working together last time, which was pretty much what we were figuring.
Yep.
I do like that they addressed things a little bit more in terms
about
of
what was going on.
Yeah, that was good. I like that Keiichiro is following up with Noelle wanting more answers. I like they're talking about, you know, wanting to work with the Lupinrangers more and having their hands tied, which honestly
the they in that case was Sequoia.
Yeah, but I think Tsukasa was acknowledging it as well to an extent. And Hilltop was even acknowledging it. Like, they're like, look, it was basically, we can't necessarily create a habit of working with, you know, essentially vigilantes. So that's at least a half decent excuse for them to not make this a regular thing. But I like the idea of them being open to it happening more often, as they should.
Yes.
I know a lot of people, a number of people in the comments were kind of surprised by how little we took the side of the Patrangers last time in the whole debate on, whether they should work together or not. And honestly, part of that is, the Patrangers have, well, at the very least, Keisatsu, generally speaking, their reasonings for not working with the Lupinrangers are usually pretty weak. And
it's not even necessarily them as characters. It's like, if you want your Patrangers to have this conflict with your Lupinrangers, you need to support it better with the narrative.
Yeah.
Right now, it's completely
really
unsupported by the narrative, and that makes the Patrangers look bad.
Yeah.
Like when he was talking about how many ganglers have gotten away.
And we could answer that immediately with
none.
none.
A gangler get away. We've seen them, we've seen them get away temporarily.
Yeah.
But not permanently. And that's why he said, who knows how many have gotten away because of them?
Yeah.
You know exactly how many.
It's none. None of them.
Or even...
Or if it had, that would have been a relevant thing to happen in an episode, but a relevant thing for them to
no, what I'm
address.
saying is that sometimes they do interrupt them and the monster goes away and then comes back and attacks later.
Yeah.
So if that's what they're counting as the monster getting away, even if they're counting that as the monster getting away, they know exactly how many times that happened.
Yeah, I know.
There's not, who knows, this danger that's out there. It's like, dudes.
It's also somebody was saying how
There haven't been any ganglers that you guys didn't wind up fighting together in some way.
They were saying how someone was saying how the Lupinrangers should have explained themselves to the Patrangers at some point.
Yeah, and as I told that person, the real one falling down on the job with communication here is Noel.
Noel is, and he's deliberately being cagey about it. We don't know entirely why. Kogure does not want them working with the Patrangers. He's made that clear, and he's the one who, recruited them. He's the one they're going to listen to. And beyond that, the Patrangers haven't exactly set themselves up as open for discussion, considering they tried to basically destroy the city chasing them in the second episode. Like, they set a very bad precedent with that.
Yeah, they knocked over a large portion of the raised
I'm not going to
highway.
I'm not going to surrender myself to somebody who just, destroyed a major part of the city chasing me with the idea that, we're going to be able to talk, they're going to be fine with just talking things out. Clearly, they're not interested in talking things out.
That is definitely one of the things there, is that the Lupinrangers versus the Patrangers have done more structural damage to the city by far.
Yeah.
And you kind of gotta wonder why that's allowed by the police department. Because, hey guys, maybe part of your mandate should be not knocking over the buildings.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know that was mainly that was mainly the second episode, but even so,
I know,
it's just
but I would have expected it to be backwards. In fact, if it had been backwards, then things would make more sense, because they'd be like, the Lupinrangers are reckless, they're knocking over buildings.
They haven't taken any action that is clearly reckless or endangering anyone. That's one of the big issues.
That's what I'm saying. If they had reversed that in the very second episode, this would have been solved.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the Lupinrangers had taken out a bunch of buildings in the second episode instead of the Patrangers, then the Patrangers would have every reason to think that the Lupinrangers are a major threat.
One of the weird things about this show is that they've set up a lot of different reasons that they could be at odds without actually exploring any of them. Like, who knows how many ganglers got away because of them? Well, that's something we've never seen.
It's dangerous for them to have these Lupin collections.
It's dangerous for them to have Lupin collections. Well, then why aren't you ever interested in the Lupin collection? And just now we had...
Unless it's a VS vehicle that you can use.
We can't be seen working together with them. That would have been a fine thing, but, at this point, we're over 30 episodes in when that gets brought up. The one episode where Toma swapped minds with a gangler and did bad stuff as a gangler. That would have been a fine thing to be like, we can't trust them. We don't know their true motives. Except by the end of the episode, they knew that there was the mind switch, so that blew out that opportunity. They've had so many opportunities to establish a good reason.
A narratively appropriate
reason for them to be at odds, and they just have dropped the ball on that every single time. in terms of, follow-up or consistency on
That's what I'm saying, like,
why they should be upset with one another.
It's not necessarily the characters.
Yeah.
If the characters had been given better reasons, then their current behavior would make more sense.
Yeah.
And many better reasons were easily available to give to them.
Yeah. We've had like 5 different reasons that
But
never
because
really
none
were
of those
consistent.
reasons were given to them, it makes them look like jerks.
Yeah. Like, okay, they stole they stole Cyclone. They stole Cyclone and Bike, and then the Patrangers got Bike back, but they've made no attempts to reclaim Cyclone. They've made no mention of Cyclone.
And they've made no attempts to get the fire truck back either.
Yeah.
Splash.
Yeah, they've...
Which, by the way, is a road attack vehicle.
Yeah, if they actually care about the Lupinrangers taking these pieces of the collection, why aren't they ever... Gesundheit. Why aren't they ever focused on taking any pieces of the collection themselves? Why aren't they ever try to reclaim, outside of that one episode where they got Bike back, try to get their pieces, the pieces of the Lupin collection from them? They don't care about the Lupin collection. They've basically made that pretty clear. But they also don't seem to want the Lupinrangers
to have it.
I
can't have it, neither can you.
There's just... It's just very inconsistent,
Very.
the conflict between them.
It's not well thought out.
Yeah. That was and all that was really less of a thing.
The most galling about it is how easily they could fix it, and they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, they just need to basically establish them as reclamation experts, or a reclamation team hired by the Lupin family to reclaim lost property. And so long as you just establish that, it can be like, okay, we can work together.
Well, when I say it could have been fixed easily, I mean there were many opportunities.
Oh, to establish them at odds?
To establish a reason for them to be at odds.
Yeah.
There were so many of them that were started and then abruptly
just
closed
abandoned
down
by the next episode. They just don't follow up on them.
Oh, wait, they were good after all.
And stuff like
if you
that.
had left those in place...
Yeah.
This would make sense!
That's the main reason that we get frustrated with the Patrangers and their vendetta against the Lupinrangers. It's because it's not based in anything solid or anything consistent, apart from just Keiichiro's general hatred of thieves.
It's a narrative butt pull.
Yeah. And that's why we've been so frustrated.
I know butt pull sounds really weird, but I can't say the other word in this video.
Now, very little of that, I'll admit, had bearing on this episode. I liked how they handled things in this episode. I like the idea that they're actually now more open to working with them, but they feel like their hands are tied
except for
bureaucratically, which is fun.
Keiichiro doesn't care.
Yeah. Well, he didn't seem to weigh in on it one way or another, which I think was fine. The fact that he didn't, crack down on that immediately was a big thing for him. Just not saying, no, we should never work with them on principle. What's that?
How'd that boot get back out here?
It's been there. It has. That boot hasn't moved.
Okay.
There's just that there was a table by it before, and then I moved the table. We're talking about a boot. It's over there.
It's one of my Vita boots.
Yeah, it is the one that you had when you went out.
Okay, so that's not the missing one.
No, that's not the missing one.
Okay.
Anyway.
I only brought one boot to Paramorphicon, so I couldn't wear them.
Yeah, and that's the one boot. We don't know where the other boot is yet. No, I think it's good that Keiichiro is finally asking questions about the Lupinrangers and their motivations,
I feel like
which is
Noelle
smart.
could have been less cagey there. Again, I'm going to double down on what I said to the other person, that
Yeah.
Noelle is really the one falling down on the job with communication, because he's the only one who already has an open communication line with both parties, and he could have, even though he cannot say what will happen if all the pieces are brought together, he could definitely say that, they have, that the Lupinrangers are acting under duress.
I get the impression...
They're acting under duress.
Yeah. This is the impression that I have at this point. The idea that the Lupin collection can potentially bring people back from the dead is a closely guarded secret that they do not want authorities being aware of.
Absolutely.
That's the main thing, which is why I think and I think that's why they're keeping everything from the Patrangers. They do not want them to know the true power of the Lupin collection because they don't want anyone being aware of that ability.
If that ability is even
abusing
legit,
it.
because we went back in the other thing where that might be a lie just to make them do what they're doing.
Yeah.
As well. But that does not mean that he could not have told them that the Lupinrangers are under duress.
Fair enough.
He doesn't have to tell them what the nature of that duress is. He just be like, these are fundamentally good people who are working under duress.
Yeah, and
chill.
I don't know why there hasn't been any communication, outside of through Noel, any communication between the global police and the Lupin family. That makes very little sense to me. Because it's like, okay,
especially
these ganglers are drawing strength from things that were in your family's possession. We should know about them.
Also, if the Lupin family sent Noel,
right,
and Noel keeps giving Lupin collection pieces to the thieves,
right,
should the Patrangers not be able to make the connection that the thieves are also working for the Lupin family?
You'd think, but they don't. I don't think that. But they don't know that Noel's from the Lupin family. They have no reason to know that. They don't know his backstory. He told that backstory to the Lupinrangers, but not to anyone else. For some reason, the global police know nothing about the Lupin family, and they don't seem to be exploring anything about the Lupin family, which is
really weird.
A little weird.
You want to go back to the start and find out where all this wacky stuff came from.
Yeah.
Who made this and why?
Yeah. That's one of those things where I guess the Lupin family is just being very uncooperative about it, specifically Kogure and Noel being their agents that we've met so far. And I guess they have no means to compel cooperation for whatever reason. They just can't get that information out of the Lupin family.
Well, so they are in France.
So they are just...
But then again, they're the quote-unquote global police force.
Yeah, and there's French HQ.
Yeah.
So I guess they're just...
Well, maybe French HQ is actually, like, completely bought out by the Lupin family.
Something
the entirety of French HQ is dirty on Lupin money.
Something like that. I don't know. They're
They've
very
been
much...
paid to keep quiet.
Or something legally just prevents them from getting the information that
or
they
it's just
should have.
one of those jurisdictional headbutting situations.
Yeah,
because we've seen that in a lot of media involving, cops and robbers or, various, like, murder,
and of course this is all
kidnapping,
conjecture.
whatever.
We've really seen
always
so little about the Lupin family, and it's actually one of the sort of weird omissions of the show thus far. I'm sure it's going to come into play by the end of the series, because I feel like it has to. But it's just been kind of a weird omission so far.
Jurisdictional conflicts are they're a classic trope of crime stories.
Like
the FBI and the local police can't get along. The French HQ and the Japanese HQ can't get along.
Well, we've also just, as far as the Lupin family goes, we've only seen 2 agents of the Lupin family, Noel and Kogure.
Who's going to get the collar?
And we still haven't met any actual member of the Lupin family, to our knowledge.
To our knowledge.
There's been no one, with the last name Lupin who's shown up in the show yet. And we're pretty well into the show now. We're like 2/3 of the way through the show now.
Do we have a family name for Kogure?
Probably have a full.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's just. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's in their employ, but I'm also just like I don't remember him having a last name.
I can double check to see if
I'm pretty sure we have one for Noel, and it's not Lupin. But.
He just goes by Kogure as far as I can tell.
Yeah. So that's a little weird.
But yeah, we could definitely
You're a fancy boy.
use more information on that front, especially now that we're 2/3 of the way into the series. It feels like we we should start rolling on a little bit more plot than we've been having. It's been a very slow moving plot.
I think the cat has figured out that when we do these reviews, we won't move off the couch.
I guess so.
Because like the last 3 live reactions we've done,
He's
wormed his way under the couch.
A little bit. How you doing there, Allie?
He wants his attention. He's like, I can definitely get their attention if I get on their lap while they're doing the videos.
I'll say the kids were cute in this episode, though. They did a good job. I did like pretty much everything regarding Tsukasa.
Baby Kyrie had that like ridiculous cat smile that goes like this, and I don't know how you do that in real life, but well done, baby Kyrie.
Like, there's sort of a interesting, interaction going on between Kyrie and Tsukasa, where like she's already in the past tried to act like almost a big sister to him, and she's always been more sympathetic to Lupin Red than the others.
Well, I think it's because she can tell he's the youngest.
Oh, he's not, though. Umiko's the youngest.
How did he wind up so much smaller than Umiko then?
No. I don't think he was that much smaller.
I'm sorry, are you trying to bite my thumb?
Probably. He'll do that sometimes.
I wouldn't let him bite my Fitbit, so he...
Yeah.
That's my hand. I'm not fooled.
But yeah, playing off her love of all things kawaii was very cute. Everything with that was cute. Tsukasa's just kind of great overall. And then Kokore as Tsukasa was just amazing.
Kogure is Tsukasa mom.
But yeah, I think they managed to keep things from getting too weird and awkward with them being children. They've kept it mostly focused on just trying to reclaim the VS Changer. And it didn't get too absurd. It was still just a wacky situation, but at least it didn't go too overboard.
Yeah.
Which I think was pretty good. And they managed to, come up with plausible workarounds for everything, especially with Kogure masquerading as Kairi and Tsukasa, which
would
she's
not
done
have
before.
been plausible had he not previously dressed up as Kairi.
Yeah, exactly. And they must have talked to Kogure before everything in order for him to know that the mother looked like Tsukasa. Yeah, because that wouldn't.
But what's weird is that it looked like Kairi kind of pulled that out of his rear, and that the other two just suddenly went along with it.
It seemed that way, but I guess
leads
maybe
me to
it wasn't.
believe that it might be that, or it might be that Kogure has ways of watching them.
That's also possible. That was a little unclear on how much was worked out in advance.
I mean, maybe he's got like a looking glass kind of Lupin collection piece, you know?
That's possible. They also we also still need to learn more about what the deal is with the binoculars.
Yeah, Gauch's binoculars.
Something about her binoculars spooked Noelle and spooked Kogure, and I'm curious to find out more about that. Hopefully we'll start...
We didn't see her at all this episode, did we? How did he get big?
No, she definitely made him grow. She may have just popped in from off screen or whatever. I forget. But she definitely made Envy grow.
Okay. But she was barely in this episode.
Yeah, which is not out of the ordinary. A lot of times the main villains of this series just don't really show up at all. Like, the Dawn and Destra, they just disappear for swaths at a time.
Fair enough.
So hopefully we'll have a little bit more progression as we move forward. I don't know how much. We're getting a new piece of the arsenal next time. Hopefully that'll tie to the story. We did get a little bit of progression this time, but it felt more of an epilogue kind of thing than an actual transition to more plot.
It definitely felt more like an epilogue, but it was still satisfying to have them acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, things like that
a lot of the
series have been getting ignored.
Yeah, they have fairly decent continuity here, even with standalone episodes, which is
They've
nice.
been turning into big-lipped alligator moments where we never discuss them again.
Well, that doesn't happen too much in terms of, like, you know, things like the auction leading to the deal where Keiichiro got splashed, for instance. Something that it was seemingly innocuous ended up still being called back to in terms of continuity, and them just in general, like remembering different interactions with one another and referencing back to it, etc. What you looking at?
Why there are so many names next to Patranger?
Oh, that's apparently there's a little side video that's a prequel to before Sakuya.
Earlier.
Yeah, before Sakuya joined in. We have not seen that. Have we still not had? I think we still not had a break this on this season yet.
Correct.
Which is pretty amazing.
We've done a video every week.
So one of these days we'll probably squeeze in some, you know, side material. I don't know what, but yeah, we as far as I can recall, I don't think we've skipped anything. We've skipped a week yet. So
no, not that I recall either.
Keep chugging along.
We get breaks from Power Rangers, but not from this.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because I think we had a break by now when we were doing Kyuranger.
Yeah, I thought so too. We just haven't had a week off in Lupat yet, but yeah, we'll probably get at least 1 week off somewhere. I don't know where. I've got to run and do some tutoring.
Fair enough.
I think we pretty much dissected not just this episode, but a good chunk of what's going on with the series.
In general. Lupinranger in general.
Lupat.
Lupat in general.
And hopefully we'll get hopefully more of the story will keep rolling in the next episode. That'd be nice if they could keep the ball rolling, because we're like I said, about 2/3 into things now. This was episode 33.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's about 2/3 into a 50-episode series. So I think it's good to wrap up. Gotta head out, and we'll see you next time. So until then, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. Ali su kawaii.
Ali-kun kawaii neko.